A person with multiple roles sometimes acts as a manager and sometimes as a leader, sometimes acting as a teacher and sometimes as a doctor, sometimes in the role of autocrat and sometimes as a democrat, sometimes acts as a politician and sometimes as a journalist, sometimes acting as an economist and most of the times acting as an administrator, sometimes acts as a kind-hearted gentleman, but most of the time acts as a stubborn police officer. Do you know to whom I'm talking about? Yes, you do. A safety practitioner, HSE professional. Either he or she is an officer, inspector, advisor, coordinator, trainer, engineer, manager, or a director. A safety practitioner has to perform multiple roles, and without unique expertise and plenty of skills, it is impossible to carry out different duties and responsibilities in a safe and sustainable manner. I'm your host, Javed, and you are watching Safety First. If you are new on this channel, kindly subscribe the channel, press the bell icon, and if you find the video informative, then like, comment, and share with your friends. Let us discuss the role of health and safety officer or practitioner. Dear friends and fellows, the role of the health and safety practitioner can be seen as seeking to minimize the risk of harm or injury at work by educating colleagues, either staff or workers, setting procedures, and building a culture of safety in the workplace. Health and safety practitioners need to work closely with managers, employees, and sometimes trade unions representatives. They may also liaise with external contacts such as contractors, clients, local officials, insurance companies, and enforcing authorities. A person with such an important role must be aware of the significance of his or her role in protecting employees, employers, and third parties from risk or injury in the workplace. Evaluating and developing his or her own competence and mentoring and supporting the development of health and safety competence in others. Developing, implementing, maintaining, and evaluating health and safety management systems. Sensible risk management involves organizations taking responsibility for their risks and proportionate steps to manage those risks. An organization's risk profile assesses the likelihood of adverse effects occurring, the associated level of disruption and cost, and the effectiveness of control measures in workplace and the effectiveness of control measures in the workplace, contributing to the organization achieving its objectives, applying ethical principles when working in the health and safety profession. Dear friends and fellows, this is not possible to carry out all these responsibilities alone. This may involve advising managers on how to comply with health and safety legislation, drawing up strategies, policies, and procedures for the organization, carrying out site visits and safety audits, and identifying potential hazards, designing and delivering training courses on health and safety issues, investigating accidents and finding ways to prevent them happening again, advising on specialist areas such as fire precautions and control of hazardous substances, producing written reports, and keeping records, including accident statistics. Do you think all this can happen without professional skills? Certainly not. Let us discuss the skill required for a safety professional. Strong interpersonal skills for negotiating changes in the workplace and influencing others to adopt them. An understanding of health and safety legislation and how to interpret it. A sound knowledge of technical and operational processes. The ability to think ahead and anticipate potential problems. Presentation skills in order to lead training sessions. An ability to communicate complex information in a straightforward way. A clear writing style. A thorough and methodical approach. Persistence, patience, adaptability, and some degree of physical fitness if working outdoors or in major plants. Dear friends and fellows, you are watching Safety First. Today we are discussing about the roles and responsibilities of safety practitioners. Let us discuss now how to achieve the skills those are required by a HSE practitioner. A safety practitioner must be properly trained and suitably qualified, maintain adequate information system on topics including civil and criminal law, health and safety management systems, and technical advances, interpret the law in the context of their own organization, be involved in establishing organizational arrangements, systems, and risk control standards relating to the hardware and human performance by advising line management on matters such as legal and technical standards, establish and maintain procedures for reporting, investigating, recording, and analyzing accidents and incidents. If you are interested to know what is accident and what is an incident or how to investigate, kindly click on the link that is appearing on your screen. A safety practitioner has to establish and maintain procedures, including monitoring and other means such as review and auditing to ensure senior managers get a true picture of how well health and safety is being managed, where a benchmarking role may be especially valuable. And a safety practitioner has to present her or his advice independently and effectively to the management in all cases. Let us discuss the role of a safety practitioner in organizational terms. In terms of organizational structure, relationships, the health and safety practitioner must support the provision of authoritative and independent advice, have a direct reporting line to directors on matters of policy, and the authority to stop work if it contravenes agreed standards and puts people at risk of injury, have responsibility for professional standards and systems. On large sites or in a group of companies, they may also have line management responsibility for other health and safety specialists, officers, or engineers. Do you know a safety practitioner need relationships outside the company as well? With regard to the relationships outside the company, a safety practitioner must liaise with the wide range of bodies, including local officials, consultants, contractors, and subcontractors, fire services, insurance companies, and enforcing authorities, etc. Dear friends and fellows, as I highlighted in the intro, safety professional is acting as a leader and a manager at the same time. Do you know the difference of manager and a leader, or management or leadership? Let us understand first what is management. Management can be defined as the organization and coordination of the activities of a business in order to achieve defined objectives. It keeps the organization functioning and involves planning, budgeting, staffing, defining responsibilities, measuring performance, and solving problems when things go wrong. All this is done by management. Let us discuss now what is the meaning of leadership. Leadership is very different. It's the activity of leading a group of people or an organization and involves establishing a clear vision, sharing that vision with others, and providing the information, knowledge, and methods to realize that vision. The workforce need to be aligned to the vision through buy-in and communication in order to change rather than continue to do what they have always done well. This is the definition of leadership. The role of health and safety practitioner can align with both the management and leadership models. One function of health and safety practitioner is to look after the health and safety management system and advise on aspects such as formulating and developing health and safety policies and plans, profiling and assessing risks, and organizing activities to implement the plans, measuring performance, reviewing performance, and taking action on lessons learned. The practitioner can be seen as a manager maintaining systems, but an equally important function is that of an agent of change. In this role, the health and safety practitioner needs to galvanize the management board into action to set the direction for effective health and safety management, establish a health and safety policy that is an integral part of the organization's culture and value, take the lead in ensuring the communication of health and safety duties and benefits throughout the organization, and respond quickly where difficulties arise or new risks are introduced. Dear friends and fellows, a safety practitioner, HSE practitioner, must have an ability to adopt. There are different groups in the organizations. Health and safety practitioners work closely with different groups of people, such as managers, employees, trade union representatives, contractors, clients, and enforcement officers. Consequently, the management style they adopt needs to match the nature of the interaction and the type of relationship with each party. Management style can broadly be categorized into three groups, and each has relevance to different facets of the health and safety practitioner role. These three groups are autocratic group, democratic group, and participative group. Let us understand first what is the meaning of autocratic group. In autocratic group, managers make all the important decisions and closely supervise and control workers. They simply give orders, one-way communication that they expect to be obeyed and do not consult. This approach is effective when quick decisions are needed or when controlling large number of low-skilled workers. Health and safety practitioners may need to operate in this autocratic role when they have the expertise and authority to closely control a workplace activity. The requirements to ensure health and safety are clear and well defined, and there is no need for input from the workplace. Do you know how a democratic group operates and what will be the role of safety practitioner in a democratic group? In democratic group, managers trust workers and encourage them to make decisions. They delegate the authority to do this and listen to the advice and feedback. Decisions are made by the group, by consulting, or by vote. This style requires effective two-way communication and may involve discussion groups offering suggestions and ideas. This approach is effective with motivated individuals who are capable of making their own decisions or when there is no need for central coordination. Health and safety practitioners may find this approach in evidence in the health and safety committee, where binding decisions on policy and procedures are made after participation and final agreement by the committee members. Dear friends and fellows, let us discuss now what is the role of participative group and how a safety practitioner can adopt the activities or the procedures of participative group. In the participative group, managers are concerned about the needs and views of their workers and how happy they feel. They consult on issues and listen to feedback or opinions, but still make the final decision, albeit in the best interest of the workers, believing that they still need direction. This approach is effective where team agreement is important, but can be difficult to manage where there are many differing opinions. Health and safety practitioners may find that the participative approach is essential in collaborating with and supporting managers to encourage their ownership of health and safety. Although the practitioner knows about the law, the standards that need to be achieved, and what solutions might be feasible, the responsibility for finding the solution to the problem remains with the manager. The health and safety practitioner is there to guide and support the manager to discover the best and most practicable solution to the problem. After discussing different groups and their role in management, let us discuss now the role of a safety practitioner on a safety management system. Dear friends and fellows, health and safety practitioners are those likely to be appointed by employers to help them in managing health and safety in the organization. Health and safety practitioners need to have the status and competence to advise management and employees or their representatives with authority and independence. As we discussed before, they are well placed to advise on many aspects of the safety management system, such as formulating and developing health and safety policies and plans, not just for existing activities, but also with respect to new acquisitions or processes, to filing and assessing risks, and organizing activities to implement the plans, measuring performance by assessing how well the risks are being controlled, and investigating the causes of accidents, incidents, or near misses, reviewing performance, revisiting plans, policy documents, and risk assessments to see if they need updating, and taking action on lessons learned, including from audit and inspection reports. Dear friends and fellows, once you are going to say something about safety, let us discuss now the participation of a safety practitioner in sensible risk assessment. The concept of sensible risk management aims to balance the growing risk-averse attitude of society toward innovation and development. Consequently, taking a sensible approach to risk management involves ensuring that workers and the public are properly protected, enabling innovation and learning, not stifling them, ensuring that those who create risks manage them responsibly, and understand that failure to do so is likely to lead to robust action, providing overall benefit to society by balancing benefits and risks with a focus on reducing significant risks, both those which arise more often and those with serious consequences, enabling individuals to understand that as well as the right to protection, they also have to exercise responsibility. But remember, participation in sensible risk assessment is not about reducing protection of people from risks that cause real harm, scaring people by exaggerating or publicizing trivial risks, stopping important recreational and learning activities for individuals where the risks are managed, creating a totally risk free society, and generating useless paperwork mountains. These are very, very important points. Every HSE practitioner must know while he or she is going to involve or participate in sensible risk assessment. Dear friends and fellows, most of the HSE practitioners think and feel that this is their right to stop or ban all the activities. But I'm going to tell you the role of a safety practitioner is to enable work activities as part of proportionate risk management, not to ban or stop the activities. Health and safety at work legislation is about reducing death, serious injury, and ill health in workplaces. It is about taking the necessary action to reduce significant risks arising from work. However, in an increasingly risk-averse society, it can degenerate into simply banning activities. The health and safety practitioners should be clear about what is a legal requirement rather than attempt to stop or limit an activity or assume that it will have undesirable or unintended consequences. The safety practitioner should therefore check whether the decision or the chosen precautions are proportionate by considering the actual risks. Understanding what the actual risk is involves considering the likelihood and consequences of something going wrong. And this means thinking about what type of incident the decision or precaution is intended to prevent, what injury or ill health could be caused, how likely it is to happen. Without understanding these questions and their relevant answers, banning or stopping the activity is not a right approach. Organizations should take ownership of their risks and take proportionate steps to manage those risks so that attention is focused on the significant risks that cause injury and ill health and not the trivia or everyday low risks. Dear friends and fellows, you are watching Safety First, and today we are discussing the roles and responsibilities of a safety practitioner. Let us discuss now how a safety practitioner contributes in achieving the objectives set by the management. Health and safety practitioners can contribute to the achievement of the objectives of an organization by leading on health and safety issues. They can act as advocates, persuading both managers and the workforce of the value of their knowledge and expertise. Organizational health and safety objectives are achieved through a planning process which considers where the organization is now and where it needs to be, what it wants to achieve, who will be responsible for what, how it will achieve its aims, and how it will measure its success. These needs to be documented in a policy and a plan to deliver it, where the input of the health and safety practitioner will be instrumental. A key component of this is the risk profile of the organization and the assessment of these risks to decide what needs to be done to manage these risks, what the priorities are, and which are the biggest risks. This is where the knowledge and expertise of the safety and health practitioner comes to the fore. In organizing activities to deliver the plan, the health and safety practitioner has a significant role in involving the workforce and communicating in such a way that everyone is clear on what is needed. The practitioner will need to discuss issues and lead in developing positive attitudes and behaviors in the workforce as well as in the staff and management. Dear friends and fellows, as I told you, a person with multiple roles need multiple skills. But for any role, ethics or ethical principles are the integral part of a personality. Let us discuss now the ethics and the application of ethical principles. Those must be the part and parcel of a safety practitioner. Do you know the ethics is concerned with the moral issues? For example, the judgments we make and over resulting conduct. Just because an action we might take is legal doesn't necessarily mean it is ethical. This is best explained by identifying the ethical principles we would expect practitioners to adopt, such as honesty in dealings with clients, respecting others, professional integrity, and personal conflicts of interest. Dear friends and fellows, you know very well every HSE practitioner or a safety professional, he or she needs membership from the professional bodies. Now, I'm going to tell you the code of conduct set by IOSH, Institute of Occupational Safety and Health, towards occupational safety and health practitioners. The Institution of Occupational Safety and Health has a code of conduct which all members are expected to follow. This requires a loyalty to the workforce, the community they serve, and the environment they affect, abide by relevant legal requirements, give honest opinions, maintain their own competence, undertake only those tasks they believe themselves to be competent to deal with, accept professional responsibility for their work, make those who ignore their professional advice aware of the consequences, not bring the professional body into disrepute, not recklessly or maliciously injure the professional reputation or business of others, not behave in a way that may be considered inappropriate, not use their membership or position within the organization or institution improperly for commercial or personal gain, avoid conflicts of interest, and not disclose information improperly. Ensure information that they hold necessary to safeguard the health and safety of others is made available on request. Comply with data protection principles and relevant legislation. Maintain financial propriety with clients and employers, and where appropriate, be covered by professional indemnity insurance. act within the law, and notify the institution if convicted of a criminal offense. Dear friends and fellows, let us discuss now the code of ethics set by IIRSM. Do you know what is IIRSM? International Institute of Risk and Safety Management. As per International Institute of Risk and Safety Management, a safety practitioner has only advised on or undertake tasks where they are competent to do so. Ensure professional competence is maintained and developed. Avoid conflicts of interest. Inform the appropriate authority of any illegal or unethical safety related behavior. Conduct themselves with fairness when dealing with others and not engage in discrimination. Act as the faithful agent of their clients or employers and accept responsibility for their own work. Assist colleagues in their professional development and support them in following this code, and not bring the institute into disrepute. And that's it. Training session related to the roles and responsibilities of a safety practitioner is over now. If you have any question, please ask in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and share the video with your friends. Hope to see you soon with a new HSC tutorial. Till then, take care, good luck, and Allah Hafiz.